Hi there, I'm Russell,
I'm Devin.
and we are two Cellspace guys here to do our Celebrate Cellspace memorial video. Let's talk about some history first. How about that?
History?
History. Yes, I am still a Cellspace volunteer. I've been a volunteer since 1998, and you name it. If you were there on Monday on the jams, you would see me walking by, going to meetings. You would maybe see me walking by, going to deal with trash or cleaning a toilet.
Fun times.
Yeah, ran events over the years as a house manager. Through my own events. If you saw any stencils at the space, those stencils are probably there because I helped organize it.
And I started in 2000, walked in off the street looking for a place to practice juggling, started volunteering, later started house managing. A few years later, I moved in, lived upstairs. I ran events for years. If you threw a b-boy jam, there's a good chance that I wrote or signed your contract. I kind of came and went, and I left the space in 2007 with a whole bunch of drama, just like a lot of people did back then. But, no hard feelings. So, yeah.
we brought some memorabilia. You can see the Cellspace shirt, and then lean over. We got the Cellspace sign back here. Compliments of Antonio Gomez, who was one of the caretakers. Before we show you some other things, we'd like to bring the spirit of Victor Ayala into the house. All you b-boys and b-girls from Monday night know who Victor is, and he still has place in our hearts.
That's the mayor of Cellspace.
The mayor of Cellspace.
Still is the most feared man.
He started off living in a car. He started off living in a car behind Cellspace, and then he went to a van, and then he started living in the Mission Market in the back. And then he started living in the warehouse space up until the end of his life. This is from artist muralist Megan Wilson. She's one of the current curators of Clarion Alley. And back in the 1990s, when the dot-com boom was evicting everyone, she mailed these out to everyone. So there's like the postmark for Cellspace. And what else you got?
I got a couple of t-shirts here. This is an old, early 2000s Cellspace t-shirt. As far as I know, it's one of the last ones. If you look on it down at the bottom, this is the original Cellspace logo right here. And then on the back, we had a picture of the space. You can't really see it anymore.
Oh, there's the bridge.
But yeah, if you look real close under the bridge, you can see the light coming in from behind. That's before the firewall got put in. We had to put that firewall in for our place of entertainment permit around 2003.
That's right, 2003.
Something like that. Yep. I also brought this. This is Action Day. This was our Cellspace volunteer day. We would all get together and everybody would help the space. And if you look on the bottom, you can see where it says clean the space, clear your mind, take back the neighborhood. It is pretty beat up. This is another old one. This is the maybe circa 2005 logo. That's an Orlean right in the center. It's a symbol with some kind of significance that predates Cellspace, although I couldn't really explain it to you. So that's my memorabilia right there.
When I said that I'm still volunteering for Cellspace, that's because August 30th, during the Celebrate event, I'm trying to coordinate the walls, trying to get some graffiti art up on the walls. You've probably seen those murals over the years. Around 2008, I took over curating the murals. And that basically meant trying to bring artists to the walls. Some artists are international, some artists are local. I've been talking to Vandor and other folks in the community, and we're going to paint over some of the panels. Some of the panels we're trying to save, some of the panels we're going to paint over, and on August 30th and thereabouts, we're going to have some fresh live pieces and art up on the walls. Some of the murals that we're trying to save, we're going to actually take down, and the idea is we're going to work with Richard Castaneda and put some of them into the gallery. We're hoping to have a black book area where people can sit around with their black books and do some graffiti sketches. We're hoping to have a hand styles area where people can get their pens out and mark up walls.
Yeah, so come ready to paint.
Come ready to paint. More details to be announced. We're trying to find paint sponsors. We're working on that. So yeah, you're going to get to see some graffiti arts. Graffiti goes all the way back to hip hop in Cellspace, right up at the beginning in 1996. There were some local kids that were tagging up the walls there, and instead of being run off or having the cops called on them, Jonathan Ute and some folks from Cellspace said, "Come on in, be part of the community. You're making art." And right at the beginning, one of the first art shows was the graffiti art shows. So we're going to try to take it out in style before the building comes down as well.
Yeah, word.
Yep.
So since I did the booking, I just thought I'd talk a little bit about how the b-boy scene specifically came to be at Cellspace, and really that was, as far as I remember it, was the efforts of the Sisters of the Underground. Just mad props to them. They started a practice session, and it was on Monday afternoons / Monday evenings. Back then it was an all-girls practice. It was B-girls only specifically, and they would come in there and they would do it up, and make the circles and the soul claps, and we're teaching the girls and just trying to bring, and empowered women into hip-hop. And a lot of that was, like Sarah Smalls and Marina, who's Nurse Boogie, and Cricket, who's out DJing in Vegas right now. I mean, and there was a lot more. Obviously, there was Dark Star. I haven't seen her in years. Don't even remember her real name. But that's how that started. And then slowly over time, like guys started coming, and then it was Mondays and Tuesdays they had the practices. And then in the early to mid 2000s, Sarah Smalls brought in Paulski. Mad props to Paulski, awesome producer, and he threw his pre-party for Mighty 4 in Cellspace for a number of years. And after that, I mean, we just became the spot for b-boy, b-girl jams. A lot of people started coming through, and those were just beautiful events. Some of my best memories at Cellspace are people just battling it out, like Machine and Paranoid Android, and just watching everybody like climb up on the walls so that they could watch the battles. And those were really beautiful times, and so just kind of wanted to give props to the people who really brought that in there. And you might remember me, I was around for a lot of those events, and I used to come to the practices too, so yeah.
We've got more shout outs too to end our little celebrate segment. Definitely a shout out to one of the Cellspace co-founders, Jonathan Ute. He's from New York City, so he's like real deal. He was there when hip hop was going off in the 80s. There's Dorian, there's Helen, who was keeping it going. Wow, who else?
Spanky, we got Spanky. That's Henry Morales. It was just on the front page of the Chronicle yesterday. Spanky, I saw you out there doing good work for the kids. Did we mention Lizbeth?
Nope.
Okay, so we got Lizbeth. Also Zoe. I know there's going to be a little controversy around that name, Zoe Garvin, but from me to you, props for everything you did. Gabe for bringing in Boogaloo Sam and Don Campbell. I mean, that was like one of the funnest nights of my life. Rudy Solis, Scorpio, Groove Mechanics. I can't forget Groove Mechanics. Definitely a shout to you guys. Some of my first dance teachers right there was Groove Mechanics and Scorpio.
Wow, we had Youth Speaks in the house.
Paul Flores.
Yeah, spoken word, a lot of spoken word. We had Kid Beyond, and there was a beatbox in the house.
Thelonious.
Yeah.
Tim Barsky.
Tim Barsky, that's right. So celebrates you August 30th at the Cellspace.